Hello, everybody. You can call me Hunch. Today we're going to be going over some BRC-20 updates. Those things are flying, right? And I'm a little concerned because it's not specific ones that are flying, but all of them. So let's, just dive on in, get into it, right? Okay, so let's just start with the main one. ORPO is the biggest freaking BRC-20, okay? And here it is, up 36%. Now, other ones that I've brought up on this channel, right? SATS, look at this one. 32%, okay? And then this is my personal favorite because I think it's the chain link of crypto, right? You have TRAC, okay? And this one's at 397, bro. That is breaking all-time highs. Now, if you remember, we were talking about this bull pennant down here. Shout out to the person. I knew that, honestly, but I just wasn't thinking of the name, right? So we broke out of this triangle. That's perfect. I mean, I think that's like a huge momentum thing. So here's the breakout down here, okay? It was so obvious from this bull pennant, okay? So if you go to 90-day, you could see it. It's like so obvious that BRC-20 is maintaining momentum, right? And I felt that when I knew stacks and other Bitcoin ecosystem things were flying, okay? Now, the next one I talk about is Ghosty. Now, it's not on here. They're going to get a thing, but what we can do is we can go here, right? We can type GHSY. Now, this is my third favorite. I'm not going to bring up the Twitters, right? Oh, you search it down here. But the Twitter is getting momentum. So remember, you want to check. This is almost at 600. This was in the 500s the other day, okay? So you go to trade. Now, we are having a descending wedge with this one. We talked about it the other day, right? Here's that descending wedge. If you go to the 30-day, it's more obvious that it's descending, and boom, it broke up. Now, it has to get above this thing here, okay? This, it's not a thing, resistance, and hopefully stay above it, right? So you look, 17 cents. These are all going for 13, 12. There was a 9 cent the other day. So we're up 100%. Now, high risk, high reward, obviously. You have got to be careful. Let me say that again for you chumps out there. High risk, high reward, not financial advice. I don't know if Congress has come up with a law for these yet. This is all theoretical portfolio stuff, okay? Now, also, TRAC. So, TRAC, you want to go look at the stats. This is another one of my favorites here, 2,639. So, that was at 2,400 a few days ago, still going up. Not as much as I'd like, right? 385, 385, 385, 387, right? So we're getting up there, and I'm bullish, okay? I don't think these things are necessarily worth anything, but remember, narrative, right? The Bitcoin ecosystem, the flippening, right? We'll talk about the flippening one more time, right? ETH, Bitcoin, right? If you go to the ETH, Bitcoin, why do I say that, right? We continue to make more higher lows. We keep going down, right? Now, this may break out, okay? It's broken out here, and it's come back down. I personally feel like this is going to continue the whole cycle. I could be wrong. And why do I think it's going to continue the whole cycle? And it's because I think altcoins have too many other places to go other than Ethereum, right? You got Solana, you got Celestia, you got Bitcoin now with BRC-20s, you got Rune X on Bitcoin, you got Pipe from TRAC Protocol, which is another one which I like to talk about, right? So I think this will continue to go down. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. It's just something I want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about is stacks, right? So if we go to stacks, we can see we pumped yesterday, right? So if you go to 7-day, we pumped, and then we came back down. So I figured that was going to happen. Actually, it's better to go to it here. So if we go to Trading Brew, we can leave this. Okay, we go here, we go stacks, okay? And here we go, stacks tether, okay? So, right, you have this big thing. Okay, it broke out. It's probably going to retest that again until we get momentum. I could be wrong. But this could be the breakout, right? We could just go straight up. I personally would not be bearish here. I wouldn't even be trading it. I would just be trying to accumulate it. Why would I be trying to accumulate it? Right? So if you have stacks, okay, so we went from the 60s to the 70s, right? That's a good move. But look at the coins under stacks, right? And maybe this had a pullback since I looked, right? This is up 12.5%. Look at the 7-day chart, right? It's following stacks, but with higher momentum. Like, you see it? It looks exactly the same as stacks, but with higher momentum. Remember, Daiko. I don't know if these are going to survive, if they're good. I know Alex has pretty good fundamentals. I know Arcadico has had some of its troubles, but still, it's worth looking at just from the size, okay? I'm going to reiterate that, just the size, okay? So I wanted to go through those things. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you can look this up, DeFi, if we can just, maybe we can go to the DeFi index and just see. Okay, so I just want to be talking about this now. I don't know if this means anything, all these DeFi pulses. I think that a lot of people are banking on gaming, right? So if we go to gaming, what do I like? I like Illuvium, right? I think it's a good coin. I think it's great. It's up 113, right? But I don't know if that's the best place to be looking, right? I think you can do well with it, but I think we're getting to a utility phase of the market, right? I think DeFi has the best fundamentals, right? If we think about last cycle, Uniswap, SushiSwap, AV, right? And that's being recreated on Bitcoin. I think there's so much opportunity, right? Everyone talks about Chainlink, right? Chainlink's been doing good. That is going to be integrated with DeFi, right? At $16, right? That's way up. So what does that tell me? Track, right? It's like you got to take these hints. Now it's at 405. I mean, I understand DeFi more as from a fundamental perspective than gaming. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm a huge gamer. Like, I used to stream on Twitch. I game all the time. I game every day for at least a little bit, right? I still haven't found a good Web3 game, right? I mean, I would like to have a little exposure in a portfolio, right? That's why I like Aluminum, right? Illuvium. Some people like this Game Swift because it's small and it's on Ethereum. I don't really like it. I mean, yeah, okay, so it's probably going up. It's probably got good momentum. But the BRC-20s are so small. Ghosty Cash, 5 million, right? Track, 70 million now. Like, it's just too much opportunity, right? And there's an opportunity cost. Like, if I go in all in gaming, I'm going to lose DeFi. And I just understand DeFi a little bit more. So to each his own. I wish I could bring up all the DeFi things. Maybe I'll make a video about my favorite DeFi things, right? And then the last thing I wanted to bring up is L1's. Just Celestia has been on an absolute tear, right? I mean, I think it's outperforming Solana right now, right? We can look up Solana, but Celestia. So if you want to talk about Solano's doing good. They're all doing good. I like to have exposure to all of them. AV, Solano, Celestia, right? I don't know which ones are going to do the best. Cardano did an 80 to 100x last time. You know, you don't have to put in a lot to make a huge amount of money if these things are good. So Celestia is a modular data availability network. You know, who cares? I'm not putting everything in Celestia in this theoretical portfolio. But you have to respect the pump, right? Respect the pump. I mean, this thing has been pumping. I think it's important to pay attention to. The last thing, I say the last thing a lot. This might be the last thing, I promise you, okay? Is Kaspa, okay? Kaspa actually kind of irritates me, right? It's only on these Chinese exchanges or Asian exchanges. They're trying to recreate the proof of work, right? Bitcoin Cash people, you know, BSV people, you mine for it. I just don't know if that's where I want to be, right? We already got the proof of work coin. We know that it's Bitcoin. We got Litecoin. They've done this thing where it's like how it's set up, right? With a ghost DAG protocol, right? And so instead of like a linear block, I watched a video on this, then it's like more fluid the way that it mines blocks. I think it's a bunch of garbage, right? It might do really well. I don't know enough about it, and there's just too much opportunity elsewhere. I think this is a marketing ploy, right? IOTA did something like this. Everyone talked about IOTA for one point. It died off. Now, that doesn't mean it won't perform. It'll probably do really well, but I'm not interested in it. So I think, you know, it's probably a good investment. Who knows? I'd rather be exposed to things I understand more. Solano, Avalanche, Bitcoin, right? All the gaming, BRC-20s, stacks, right? Kaspa, it's too new. I don't understand it, the proof of work thing. It seems like a marketing ploy. It's already at 3 billion, right? And that doesn't mean it can go to 100 billion, right? But to me, it's just not worth it. So I just want to give you an update for today. You can call me Hunch. I hope you like these videos. Keep watching them. And like and subscribe for your boy. You know what I'm saying?